Watercolor painting is an incredible way to relax and express your creativity, and finding the right supplies doesn't have to break the bank. Today I am planning a special 3-part watercolor series that will be released over the next 3 days, where I will be going over with you some of my absolute favorite watercolor supplies within 3 cost tiers: affordable basics, mid-range treasures, and last but not least, professional grade materials. Now today's focus is going to be on watercolor paper options. Tomorrow we'll tackle some brush brands, and in part 3 I will reveal my favorite paints, both pan and tube, as well as how I like to arrange my palettes. There is affordable supplies for everyone in the world of watercolors, and this is going to help ensure that you have the right tools to bring your artistic visions to life, no matter your experience level or financial budget. So let's just jump right into it here. Now, I often get asked about watercolor supplies that I like to use, and colors that I like to use, and I'm going to start out with a disclaimer here saying that the ones I'm about to show you are not the only options. These are some of my favorite go-to supplies, but in the end, you need to find out what works best for you. And as a side note, if you see anything that you're interested in learning more about or want to try out, I will leave some information and links to these products in the description of this video. Starting with the series part 1 of 3, paper products. There are literally a ton of options. I personally prefer cold press paper. It has a little bit more texture to it, where hot press is very smooth. But for the cheaper, more affordable tier, I personally like the Canson brand. This is Canson XL watercolor paper. This pad is heavyweight, 140 pound. It is not too textured. It is a little bit more smooth than some of the other paper I'm about to show you. And one of the benefits to this paper is that the pad comes with 30 sheets of removable paper for a very reasonable price. Now, prices can change, but the last time I looked, this was only around $12. Super affordable. This is the paper that I used the most when I started out because I could try things out, play around with it, make mistakes, and I didn't feel like I was just throwing money in the garbage. Honestly, it was what I could afford at the time, and it worked good for me for quite a while. In fact, I think a lot of my beginning videos and tutorials here on YouTube are actually created using some of this Canson paper. Okay, moving on to the middle tier now. If you'd like to take your paper to the next level, then I recommend trying some 100% cotton paper. When I was using the Canson paper, I didn't realize the difference that 100% cotton paper can make in watercolor painting until after I had used the cotton paper for several months, ran out of it, and then had to go back to the Canson paper. I'll explain why cotton paper is considered the best paper type for watercolor painting in just a minute. Now, there are obviously many brands of cotton paper out there. Some are better quality and more expensive than others, but these are some brands that I like that are on the less expensive side. This first one is Midrange. It is a little bit smaller of a pad than I usually prefer painting with, but there are occasions that I enjoy painting on a smaller pad. This one also is bound together with some type of plastic too, so this can help with the warping of the paper, and you don't have to take the extra time and supply of artist tape to tape it down every time. You just let it dry right here on the pad, and then you can cut out that individual piece when you're done. This does have a little bit more texture to it than the Canson paper. There are 20 sheets in this pad, and right now they are selling for about $22. I love using this pad as a practice pad that I can try out brush strokes or techniques on without having to use my more expensive, high-quality cotton paper. Next up, I have this little pad here. Now, I'm not sure how to pronounce the brand name, so I'm just going to zoom in on it here for just a minute so you can see. I probably don't like this paper quite as much as the Midrange cotton paper that I just showed you, but the benefit for me with this one is the sizes that the brand provides. This one is a 5x7 pad with 30 sheets, and I love being able to use this for painting cards. They are the perfect size and super affordable. This one was only about $7 or $8. It saves me a ton of time with measuring and cutting down larger sheets of paper, and so if you enjoy painting cards, this is a great option. Last time I looked, they even had a smaller size than 5x7 if you prefer that instead. They also have larger sizes going all the way up to 9x12. All right, for the final tier, here are some of the more professional, high-quality brands of paper. I have two that I like the best. I'm out of this brand at the moment, so I don't have any close-up shots or good footage of this, but this is called Hanemule. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's 100% cotton, cold press, 9 by 12 inch paper with 12 durable, vegan, and acid-free sheets. This was on sale when I looked at it just a couple of days ago for $16 to $17, but the normal listing price is around $25, so this is on a good deal right now. And just FYI, these little video clips that I'm showing throughout this series are actually created with the products that I'm talking about, just in case you're wondering. And then the brand that I probably use the very most often, both in personal paintings and in these tutorials, is the Arches brand Cold Press 9 by 12 cotton paper. This paper has good texture to it without it being too much. I think the Hanemule must be slightly more textured, so sometimes the thin lines aren't quite as smooth looking as they are on the Arches. This pad sells for around $19 or $20. It comes in 12 sheets. You can usually find this brand in slightly smaller as well as larger sizes. This is my go-to brand of paper, and I'm telling you, I have kind of become a bit of a paper snob after having used this for quite a while now. I just can't go back to the Canson after this, so be prepared to love it if you give it a try. Now, the reason why cotton paper is considered to be the best for watercolor painting is because it readily absorbs water and pigment, allowing for smooth color transitions, excellent layering capabilities, and a high level of control over the paint flow, making it ideal for intricate details and wet-on-wet techniques. Now, unlike cheaper paper, which might cause the paint to sit on the surface and not blend properly, essentially cotton paper provides a more even and vibrant color result due to its high absorbency and durability compared to other paper types. If you have a favorite brand of watercolor paper that you like that I didn't show here, you'll have to let me know what your favorites are so that I can give them a try sometime. Maybe there are even better ones than these that I showed you today that I just don't know about, and I'd love to hear your input. I truly hope you found this part 1 of affordable watercolor supplies featuring paper products helpful today. Make sure you don't miss part 2 of this series that will come out tomorrow morning, where I will talk about my favorite brushes to use within a budget. If you did enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so I can continue to help you discover your artistic side.